My whole complaint or disbelief about this whole action is that in all my requests for them to deny my claim for family burial grounds, that as a public servants, I felt they had a duty to tell me no, or yes, or acknowledge in some manner, but to keep it quiet for 3 years during the time that no one has paid any property taxes. In fact, it's $21 a year, and I told the judge I was not going to lose my life for $21 a year. That wasn't the point. The point, the exemption is there, and I took it. I filed it with the county, certified mail, under penalties of perjury that this is what I was doing, and they refused to respond. That brings conspiracy into the case because of another action I had going with the county, where the local prosecutor was going to take it to the next level and deny me having any response at all, and then have this mock court, mock meaning that they did not notify me as required by law. And when you're going after someone's property, it's not try to get in touch with them. It is mandatory that they get in touch with them. So they've had 6 years there of knowing who I am, that I am on the property, and they have stacks of files from me addressing me and the property of who I am. So this is definitely a conspiracy to violate me in every way possible. So now in court, when the last arbitration we had to see if we could settle it out of court, I agreed that I would pay taxes, and that I would not file, did not have to file land with the county, which the arbitrator at that time was the new judge for Crook County. Never heard of that, so she looked it up, and sure enough, I do not have to file it. I had a right to claim the family burial grounds, and she asked me at that point, do you know what this is all about? This is the second time in. I went in, told the story, came back out in the chambers. She has the county come in, hears their side of the story, and then calls me back in. This is what the county is willing to do. And so in that meeting, she asked me if I knew what this is all about. And I said, no, honestly, I don't, because no one's ever told me from 1997 till 2007 that I found out by mistake that I didn't own the land. Has anyone ever confronted me or sent me any notice or sent the deputy out or the tax collector out to say there was a problem with anything? She said, well, this is because they do not want you to have family burial grounds. And that's what this whole deal is all about. That's what the judge told me, that they don't want me to have family burial grounds.
Well, remember, the judge is just a referee in this dispute. And so if you, when you go into that courtroom, Dan, you have said, you need to say everything in the pleadings before you ever go into the courtroom, where they're in a position where they have to deny what you said in the pleadings or what you say is deemed admitted. And when you go into that courtroom, you are not turning the jurisdiction of yourself over to that judge until they inform you that you're proceeding in a court of constitutional due process. Now that's the sticking point. In none of these courts, they're all quasi-judicial administrative law courts. They don't tell you that. They will admit it if you push them, as we have in different hearings in court, push them on the issue. They will not say you're proceeding in a court of constitutional due process, as you have an absolute right to proceed as a citizen, unless you waive it. And when you make an appearance, a general appearance, you are waiving any challenge that you have to their authority. You are granting them authority by making that general appearance. And that's what's hard for lay people to understand that. So when you put that all in the pleadings and you give it to them beforehand, what I've just told you, and you show up at that court with that crowd of people, there'll be the young attorney from the DA or from the county counsel's office or someone there representing all the defendants, not challenging anything that you say. I've done this several times now, and so I know that's what'll happen. But you have to be the moving party, going after them, and making the case before, in the pleadings, before you ever go into the courts, so that it's where they haven't denied it, and you are taking judgment on the pleadings and not giving that judge jurisdiction until they inform you you're proceeding in a court of constitutional due process.
Well, like I pointed out to her at that moment, was that if they would have had any honor or responsibility for their position, they would have responded and told me no, and we would not be here today.
Yes.
That's why we're here today, is because they couldn't say no. That's how simple it would be. No, we do not accept that.
Yes.
This would not happen today. How much of the court's time from 2004 clear up here to 2011, we're still going on talking about the same crap.
Yes. Well, that's how you stop it. Okay, thanks, Steve. Okay, I'm gonna